Come back home and report on matters of the National Assembly again, because Gambian lawmakers have unanimously adopted a 45-day state of public emergency extension in the wake of coronavirus pandemic. But the minority leader and member for Nyamina Dankunku Samba Jalo said they were given an enormous task to decide on a bill tabled by the Justice Minister. Let's have more of that in this report. Deputies at the National Assembly have unanimously adopted a 45-day state of public emergency extension in the wake of coronavirus pandemic. But the minority leader and member for Nyamina Dankunku Samba Jalo said they were given a hard pill to swallow. President Adama Barrow has earlier decreed a 7-day state public emergency, which until last Friday the government was seeking to extend for 90 days. Minority Leader Jalo said government's request to extend the public emergencies to 90 days is not the problem, but his concern is the regulation that will be put in place for the state to govern the country within the period of 90 days.
Us, the National Assembly members, are facing today. We are facing a situation where we do not want our electorate to be sick. We do not want any of them to be hungry. Making a decision on these two critical issues is very difficult. It's really difficult.
The government's proposal for the 90 days extension was tabled before the deputies on Thursday, but it was referred to the Standing Committee on Human Rights and Constitutional Matters, who suggested for 45 days instead of 90. Lawmakers said reducing the 90 days to 45 will allow the executive to put together regulations as measures to control the spread of coronavirus in the country. Health Minister Dr. Lamin Samate said COVID-19 pandemic is a new epidemic that is threatening the whole world, but said Gambia should thank God for the low registration of the case in the country. He told deputies that the $500 million COVID-19 emergency fund that the government approved is still with the Ministry of Finance.
It was signed. Now, about the 500 million, in fact, when that was announced, we said, the problem has started. Of course, some eyes opened, some mouths opened. They thought that money was going to be like that. But I assure you, honorable members, and I assure the people of this country, I think at the Ministry of Health is a different thing altogether now. When the head is correct, the place will be correct, and I think the head is correct. COVID-19 is not an easy task. It is unprecedented. We've never seen it before. It's something that our generation has not seen. Even the developed countries, most of them had never seen this kind of phenomenon. Certainly for Gambia, it's also new. It has an impact on the lives of people, on the social fabric, on humanity, on finances, on the way we live, on the way we interact. So this is how complex the issue of COVID-19 is.
Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar M. Tambedu said, by seeking for the extension of the state of public emergency, government is not proposing a lockdown but a fight to prevent COVID-19 pandemic from spreading in the country.
And so what we are proposing is not a lockdown, because we do understand the competing interests between the need to prevent this pandemic from taking root in this country and allowing the people of this country to live with minimal disruptions to their lives. And that is why we're calling for this state of emergency to be extended so that the government can put in place these restrictions in the form of regulations. Restrictions that, in our view, are the barest minimum that the government can provide to protect the people of this country from getting the pandemic.
After the approval of the 45 days extension, which was opposed by some parliamentarians and the Gambian people, lawmakers also recommended to the government to come up with the financial compensatory mechanisms in order to reduce the hardship imposed on the people by the state of public emergency. Reporting 5 Rike News, I am Amadou Kante.